Manx Radio Podcasts, powered by Shaw.
Well, welcome to Countryside Podcast with Kiri Kermode and Simon Clark. Ahead of the show, just a little heads up of what we got this week. I went to the summer fair in Andres at the church grounds there, on the green, which is a wonderful place, around the monument there, and well away from the road, so it's perfect for the kids. And what a turnout they had! Good weather, of course, but the governor and his wife, Sir Richard Gosney, and his wife Diana were there to open the ceremony amongst a very busy schedule. So it's fantastic that they came to some of the early on in their role as
getting out in the community.
Yeah, in the community straight
involved.
away, certainly. And there was some great kids there who we'll hear chatting to during the programme as well, who were involved in it and enthusiastic as ever, and well run on the day it was. And also 10 years since Paul Fletcher and his family set up the Manx Chasers at
Time has flown
Farm.
by, hasn't it?
Yeah, and of course they've got an event running as well with the carriage driving and horse riding for the disabled, so that's coming up as well. So we'll find out from Paul a little bit about that as well. So
it's been a great success for the family, though, hasn't it? Really diversifying into something a little bit different, and it's been a good success.
Yeah, because there's plenty of space out there, and you've got the thing by the trench and everything, and some different views of the island. Yourself, when you go to some of the other farms, you're thinking, is that such and such a place? Because always when I'm at South Barrule, when I'm at the road that takes you from Braid to Douglas, and you look back at the hills, because I'm not used to seeing them from this side, you forget how many there is.
There is. It's a lovely view from there, isn't it?
There is. And you've been, hot on the trail of some hopeful, successful people who are going to the shows in the UK soon.
Yes, the young farmers, they're making way into the Stockman of the Year competition. They've got qualifiers on the Isle of Man, and the successful candidates will take part in the junior and senior competition in the UK at the end of June. So I've been catching up with those guys and seeing how their preparation's been going.
Yeah, and it's interesting, I always think, because obviously it's people's preferences, like picking the supreme champion at the world shows and things, and you think to yourself, well, how can they tell it's a good animal? But there are certain techniques, of course, which we'll hear about.
Oh yes, that's it. They're all different. 4 animals, they've got to place them in order and then give their reasons, and even if they've got them in the wrong order, their reasons can give them extra points to their final total, and it can be quite surprising if they've got strong thoughts and views and can put it over professionally.
Quite right too. So that's all in Countryside, so here it is.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
What a wonderful Saturday afternoon I spent at Andres, in the grounds of Andres Church, where they were celebrating their summer fair. And they had special guests along the line, some fancy dress kings and queens on the day, lots of stalls, and all the community spirit that you'd expect in the north of the Isle of Man. I caught up with various people and the organisers, and firstly, a very special guest, the Lieutenant Governor and his wife. Well, special honour today here at Andres. We're talking to the new Lieutenant Governor of the Isle of Man, Sir Richard Gosney, and his wife Diana. Early engagements for you out in the country?
Yes, it was serendipity because some mutual friends of someone I know very well in England had written to the Jenkins, to Peter and Waveney Jenkins, and they'd said, well, will we come up here and have lunch with them? And then, as a postscript, the Jenkins had said, when they wrote to us, and said, oh, by the way, there's this fair this afternoon, especially for the Queen's 90th birthday. If you could slip into that would be good. And on the very next post came an invitation from Andreas to come and open the fair. And we'll come back to Andreas when there's a sort of more full and official, if you like, visit to the parish. But this was a tremendous opportunity. We came to join a celebration of the 90th birthday. We were in London yesterday at St Paul's Cathedral for the big UK celebration of the Queen's 90th birthday, with all her family there witnessing it, and the Queen sitting in the front row and listening to people making very nice comments about her. And it's very nice to be in something completely different, very informal, village scale this afternoon to join in. I don't feel qualified to judge what I've just done, which is to judge the special dressing up parade of all the children from the primary school who are dressed up as kings and queens. They did very well, and it was very hard to judge which of them were better than the others. They were all good, really. And then tomorrow we'll go to Peel for the cathedral for the national ceremony here on the Isle of Man to celebrate the Queen's 90th birthday. So that's a nice trio of events over these 3 days.
It is. It's great to see you. And Diana, also, are you an outdoor person? Or maybe you haven't had the chance over recent years?
I've had lots of chance over the recent years, and I'm absolutely an outdoor person, and this seems just the right sort of island to be able to indulge that. I mean, we're hoping to do lots of walking for a start, and particularly in this part of the island where it's very open and
it's so welcoming as well. The reception that you've had here, and I'm not sure if all the youngsters understand what's going on, but they've certainly all made the effort and all got their homemade costumes on as well.
They have. I don't know whether this has been their enthusiasm or maybe their parents or Waveney perhaps had something to do with it, but they've all absolutely entered into the spirit of it, and it was very difficult to decide.
I think one of the nice things is that people will remind them in years to come, 10, 20, 30 years' time, that they were here in the village for the night of the Queen's 90th birthday celebration, and that they took part, they dressed up for it, even if they don't remember it all themselves all those years to come. And that's historic. Throughout the British Isles, the Isle of Man, the UK, elsewhere, celebrating this milestone. They're all cliches, but they're all sometimes cliches are true.
Well, we'll let you go and enjoy the rest of it and get a chance to see some rest of the Isle of Man, of course, during your term here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Well, this is a scary-looking king, the hairy king. What's your name?
Abby?
You got second place today. Yeah. But it's unusual. You look so much like a man king.
Yeah.
Eh?
I had to be a king because my partner wanted to be the queen, so I wanted to be the king, so we just did that.
What's it feel like to have a moustache and beard?
Funny
Yeah.
and weird.
Did it take a lot of getting the making the suit and the crown?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you managed to find yourself a queen, though, have you?
Mhm.
Yeah. What's your name?
Lily.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed the day here at Andres?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's been the best bit for you?
Probably for me making the cookies and being crowned one of the kings of Andreas.
Oh, you had to make some food as well for it?
Yeah, wait. In the tent you can make some cookies and you could decorate them, so I decorated one, but I couldn't eat it, so I've got it in a little box.
Have you had anything to eat today through that moustache?
I tried a bit of cake, but my moustache kept popping off, so I couldn't eat it.
And what have you enjoyed? You don't look as though you've had a candy floss yet.
I have.
Have you?
I got it all over my dress. And my favourite part was looking at everyone dressing up.
Yeah, there was a lot of people well dressed, wasn't there?
Yeah, the costumes were very good.
Well, the winner of the Queen Fancy Dress Parade today, Isla Russo, she's very shy, but her mum's here. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it's a big surprise. There's so many good entries. So, yeah, really pleased. And she's got a corgi dog as a prize, so she's delighted.
Yeah, was she looking forward to it before the day's events?
She was. I've got her costume out last night, ready to go.
I see the crown that she's got on there. She must have coloured all that in herself. It's very nice.
Homemade crown, isn't it? How long did it take you to do the crown? Well, she's a bit shy at the moment, a bit shell-shocked. Took her about 30 minutes to make the crown, I'd say. Yeah.
Well, you've had two of them in it, though.
We've had the
King
lizard,
Hugo as well.
The Lizard King, he's the Lizard King, and then we had the Cat Queen. So she's an alternative queen.
How have you found the day? Have you been to this each year, or is it a special one this year with the Queen's 90th birthday?
It is indeed, but living in Andreas, we're here every year, but it's extra special now with all the music and everything, and the parade of all the children dressed up coming into the church grounds is really nice. Yeah, it's lovely.
Well, we'll let you go and enjoy the day and get the candy floss out of your hair.
Yes, thank you very much.
Well, Marsha McQueen, you're the chairman of the events committee. It looks like it's been a success today.
I think, considering the weather this morning, it's been a great success. It's managed to hold out and stay dry for the afternoon, so that's great news.
You've been here other years. I mean, how has this compared?
We've had a bigger turnout this year. That the purpose of the event was not necessarily a fundraiser, but more about getting the community together, coming together, having a good time, meeting people that you don't see sort of weekend to weekend, and just have some fun, really.
And a special guest opening it.
Yeah, we were very privileged to be able to get the governor to come today. That was a real draw.
Yeah, him and his wife did the opening ceremony. And of course, a lot of banners up and sort of to commemorate the 90th birthday of Her Majesty the Queen as well.
Yeah, the committee felt strongly that we should do something to celebrate in the village, and we've tried to celebrate as well as we can with the bunting and the banners and the flags and getting the governor. her representative here on the Isle of Man was brilliant.
But the great thing, I love Andres as a community because there's all sorts of walks of life from the village have turned up to support it and help out.
Yeah, I mean, as you know, the Northern Plain has got a real diverse sort of population, and everybody just comes together and gets on with it and gets to know each other and enjoys a good time.
And what about the turnout from the Kings and Queen juniors?
Yeah, well, I think all the children had great fun getting their crowns ready and all their outfits. We had a few Vikings in there, and I think they all worked really hard and had a good time doing it.
A lot of clearing up to do at the end of the day, do you think? Or it won't be too bad to be still people to help out?
Yeah, hopefully there'll be people hanging around to help out, but we have quite a good sort of team behind us that help out, but we're always looking for more people to come along and join in the helping and the organising.
It always seemed a lot of work at the time, but when you sit here and see, you can look around now, it's just a marvellous scene of people sitting, relaxing, enjoying yourself and socialising.
Yeah, it makes it worthwhile. Yeah, the day before and the night before when you're exhausted and you've done an awful lot of hard work in the preparation, it does make it all worthwhile when you just, like you say, look around and see everybody having a great time.
Some of the people there at the Andreas Summer Fair run by the Friends of the Andreas Church Committee. Great day it was, and some wonderful, wonderful kids dressed up as kings and queens. We managed to get our young fella dressed up with a bit of a 10-minute before the show crown and a bit of curtain threw on him, but didn't bother him in the slightest.
No.
But there was some really good outfits there.
They certainly go to town with the fancy dress, don't they? Especially at the summer fairs.
And of course there was face paint and everything there that the kids love, and the candy floss, they were covered from head to foot, because I haven't seen a blue candy floss for a long time, but gosh, when Timmy got home there was covered in blue candy floss, but nothing was deterring them. But they put on a great show. There's a great committee there, and well organised, and for His Excellency, the new Lieutenant Governor of the Isle of Man, and his wife attending it and opening the ceremony.
Oh, wow.
It just shows, and you hear him saying there about the contrast, he was away, and then he's got the service here in the Isle of Man the next day, so it's a real contrast, but that's what I think what they were looking forward to when they were coming to the Isle of Man.
And it's been such lovely weather as well. It just makes it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
Lovely weather. We've been to one or two of the shows across, and there's some preparations going on the Isle of Man, Kiri, for one, isn't there?
Yeah, the young farmers are getting ready for their Stockman of the Year competition, and this year they're hoping to send a junior and senior team off to the UK, and it's coming up at the end of June, and they're getting in some preparation at local farms here and topping up on their reason giving. So I went along to Bollaglonny to find out more. So, Angela, here we are at Bollaglonny preparing the young farmers. What is the big competition that's coming up?
25th of June, there'll be 8 young farmers from the Isle of Man heading off to the Stockman of the Year competition. They're competing in the Northern Area round of the competition for only really the first time. We hosted it here last year, and this is their first time travelling across to it, so it's quite nerve-wracking.
And is there any set categories? Is it girls v boys, or how does it work with the stock judging?
With the stock judging, there's 2 teams, seniors, which are 16, over 16 and under 26, and juniors, which are under 16. There's 4 in each team, and it's just made up of male and female for both teams.
And do they have to know a lot about livestock to compete in these competitions?
They've got to have a really good general understanding about livestock. They're judging dairy cows, beef cattle, butcher's lambs and breeding ewes. They have to give their reasons on the order that they place the animals in. So yes, they've got to know their stock terms, and they also do an animal and health questionnaire.
Wow, that's a lot of knowledge to be taken in beforehand. And do they have lots of opportunities on the island to prepare for these events?
Well, as young farmers, we hold our own stock judging events throughout the summer months anyway, which is why we're here at Bollaglonny, by kind permission of the Creer family, doing the sheep judging. We've combined some training for them as well, with yourself, Kiri, and Paula Creer, to help them with the terminology. So that means that the team that we send away are a stronger team.
There's a lot of practice has to go in for reasons. I know that when myself and my brother used to compete, we would be going and listening to other young farmers, especially when we were at the Highland Show. We'd always hang around the ring and listen to what they were having to say. The terminology, it makes all the difference. And these judges, they judge all around the UK. It's not just young farmers.
No, it's not just young farmers. They've got to have a certain confidence about them. There is a patter. And if you've got that patter, a good way with words helps as well. But it all comes down to just confidence.
You've got to have a good knowledge of livestock to get them in the right order, because there's a lot of points at stake.
Yeah, each class is judged out of 50, and then the seniors, same with the seniors. And although they judge 6 animals at a time, but it's, they have to look at so many different points on the animal. I've listened to you and Paula this afternoon doing some training, and I have to say it's been a steep learning curve.
It isn't easier, but for people that are dealing with livestock every day, like myself and Paula, it comes natural. We have to do it to make our businesses work. Some of these children are not agricultural. They're not. They don't see livestock from one week to another, but they're still here having a go.
Yeah. And that's what it's like. We want to encourage the young people in the rural community to come to these events and learn and just understand why stock is raised and how it's raised and what it's raised for. I spoke to 2 12-year-old girls here today, and we were looking at the butcher's lambs, and they were like, "What do you mean butcher's lambs?" I said, "Well, lambs that are going to be butchered and end up in the meat counter." And I felt like I was breaking bad news to them.
Oh, but it's the truth. It's bringing the town to the country and giving somebody a bit of knowledge, real knowledge, and an insight. It certainly does help the agricultural industry.
Yeah, it's good for the face of farming, good for the face of young farmers, and hopefully the competition that the young farmers keep on doing will continue for many years to come.
So who has been successful in the 2 teams this year to go across?
Going away this year are Kaylee Cool from the Central, Finn Creer from the Central, Danielle Hill from the Northern, and Michael Convig from the Southern. And then our juniors, good showing from the Central Club, Emily Crane, Emily Kelly, Megan Kelly. And our youngest competitor is 13-year-old Rianne Masson from the Southern Club.
That's absolutely brilliant. So we wish these young farmers all the best, and it is a big competition. There's hundreds of young farmers there. So
there'll be probably over 200 young farmers taking part, I would think. So good luck to the Manx team.
My name's Emily Kelly and I'm competing in the Stockman junior team for the Isle of Man.
And have you put in a lot of preparation for this, Emily? It's a big competition coming up.
Yeah, we've done a lot of training with the young farmers and also at home going through things with our own cattle and sheep just to make sure it's all right.
And which is your favourite part? Is it more the beef side of stock judging or?
Definitely, as I'm a beef farmer myself, I'd like to take a lot of time and effort in that to make sure.
And how did you learn how to do reason giving? Because obviously you do it at home, but the terminology and the amount of time that goes into it isn't easy to learn.
It's just the help you get through the young farmers, the older members, you're asking them for the advice and it'll just get you through it as you go on.
Do you ever use the internet? A lot of people will go and Google things nowadays. Is this something that you do?
I personally haven't used the internet for the stock judging. It's just getting your eye in yourself so you know when to do it in competition.
And are you looking forward to it?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It'll be good. Should be good.
My name is Kaylee Cool.
Are you nervous?
Yes, very much. We did have it here last year, so it gave us a good taste of what's to come. But yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It was very tricky, so yeah, we have to do lots of homework.
Obviously, you're a dairy farmer, so judging sheep and beef
doesn't really come natural. Yeah, I have to do a bit of extra work. Yeah.
But with working on the farm full time, you do naturally get an insight into what an animal should look like and nearest damn it to a textbook. Does it make it easier?
Well, you do pick up which traits are good and bad across all species, really. So I guess that comes in quite handy. But the variation between each animal is very individual. So you have to work on that and which way to get them around.
And reason given, are you dreading it? 6 animals?
Oh, yeah, it's going to be tricky, especially as there was only 4 here today. But so an extra 2 into the mix could be quite fun. Anyway, it's going to be, we love a challenge. Yeah, it's going to be okay.
You've got quite a good team going from the Isle of Man. It's the first time you've been across to compete for many years. I know when we were younger we went, but it hasn't been done for a while, so flying the flag?
Yeah, no, it hasn't been done for a while, so yeah, a bit of pressure I guess, but no, we'll do our best and we love a bit of a challenge and a change, so we'll do our best. Yeah.
Well done. So Rianne Masson, you're the youngest of the team, are you nervous?
Yes, yeah.
And do you do a lot of practice at home?
Not really, but I do look at the cows sometimes.
And you keep sheep as well at home?
Yeah.
So you'll be quite looking forward to the sheep classes?
Not really.
What type of sheep do you keep at home?
Blue-faced Leicesters.
And do you know what sheep you're going to be confronted with when you go away?
No idea.
No idea. There's no insight, there's no secrets given away?
No, we get told on the day.
Wow, a lot of pressure. So you'll have to do a lot of homework, researching about different breeds maybe?
Yeah.
Or about Mum, she's a good stockman.
Yeah. She was a judge for a few classes on cows and stuff.
So she'll certainly give you a help.
Yeah.
You're looking forward to it though?
Yes.
Oh, well, good luck anyway. Thanks, Rianne. So, Megan, you're competing alongside your sister in the junior team for the Stockman of the Year. Excited?
Yeah, it's all right.
Are you looking forward to going away to compete?
Yeah, it's exciting. It's different. I mean, we did Stockman last year here, and that was a bit of an eye-opener. I think going away will be good experience for us all.
And there's a lot of competitors?
Yeah, there's lots across the county, about 6 to 8 clubs going.
Wow, it's going to be a big competition. Are you feeling confident?
Yeah, it'll be all right on the day.
And you're a beef and sheep farmer, so you have a bit more of an insight into 2 of the species at least?
Yeah, we got a few stock at home to keep us on ball.
And what about the dairy judging? You looking forward to that?
I'm all right on the dairy. We used to do dairy a few years back, so got my eye in somehow.
Oh, well, secretly confident then?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks, Megan. That was Angela Tier, Federation Secretary, and some of the competitors looking to go away.
Stockman, you've been involved in the stock judging a few years ago now, not too many, but it was a big because they're big shows, some of them
really
once away,
are.
and you were at some of the weekends. Was it Stoneleigh you were at, was it?
Yeah, when myself and my brother competed all those years ago, we went off to the national finals, and it was at the Stoneleigh. It was such a big show, but we went off down there on our own, and it was a very
How old were you then?
daunting task. I was 16 and he would have been 15, and he'd won the event here on the Isle of Man to qualify, and I'd come third, so we were dreading when we got there, but eventually we came out 4th and 8th out of 55, so we were absolutely over the moon, and it was well worth it.
Yeah.
But you're mixing with people of your own type. They're all into livestock farming, and it was such a great event, and you make friends for life as well.
Yeah. You recognise a good beast when you see one?
Hope so.
Fair enough. Well, it only seems, a couple of years ago since I joined Paul Fletcher and his family at Belig Farm in Derby for the opening and their diversification into a equestrian side of farming, letting their land out for horse people to come and jump fences, and also the carriage riding as well. Well, it's come a long way since then, and it's 10 years this year. But first of all, Paul was telling me of a very special event coming up soon.
10 years this month since Manx Chase's equestrian cross-country course was developed on Belig Farm, and the riding club at Manx Chase's, along with carriage driving for the disabled, organising a bash. We've got Alan and Rachel Tier doing the hog roast. We've got a band, play a live band, marquee, and people can camp and stay over. So the tickets are £12 available from any of the riding club members or from ourselves. The idea is to generate funds, particularly to help, this fairly newly formed charity.
When is the date for this?
The date is Saturday the 25th of June, which is a fortnight away at the moment.
The riding for the disabled and the carriage driving for the disabled, it's such an important part of their lives, isn't it? The side of the horses they love.
Yes, I mean we've got a son with special needs, so both the charities are close to our hearts. The carriage driving, is an extra dimension for young people of all ages, that perhaps for some people that can't necessarily mount a horse, they with assistance can climb on board the carriage.
Get a good view of the horses too, don't they?
That's right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean at the moment most of the carriage driving disabled takes place up at Ballyvarton, the equestrian centre just in Santon there.
Well, you got something up north, and it doesn't seem like 10 years since you invited me round to the opening of it from your diversification.
No, not at all. Not at all. Time slips by awful quickly these days, but we say that most seasons we'll probably see more than 200 different horses and rider combinations across the fields at Belig, at Chases.
And there's a bit of high ground, a bit of low ground along by the river at the bottom of the Len Trench.
Yes, there's nothing people like more than going for a canter along by the trench. Probably over 100 different cross-country jumps on the farm, and the full lap round the farm is probably 2.5 miles plus.
It's I remember on the opening times, because obviously on the Derby East Road you're a little bit out of the way, and I suppose to start with you're a bit sceptical whether people would find it and how far away it was from the beaten track, but it doesn't seem to have deterred people.
No, not at all. People know where Ballastine is, they know where the Grosvenor pub is, and just turn at the corner there and they soon find us. But yeah, I mean, people find the access good. They like it that we're set back from the road where they park up and what have you, and just an opportunity for people to come out to the farm and just enjoy their horses away from the pressures of the roads.
So they can bring the horse and a carriage if they want, can they?
Yes, yeah, we have carriages, groups of people with carriages come up, and we'll use facilities round the farm, and just same as horse riders. A lot of people just come up with the horses to school them, but I think it's 3 years ago now we set up a riding club at Manx Chasers, and we have a small, very hard-working committee, and say this is one of their initiatives to help raise funds to maintain things within the riding club. They help provide support for members of the riding club in terms of support with schooling, clinics for the riders and the horses, both using local instructors and ones from away, and then also help to fund a team of people to go away each season to compete across, help with some of their travel costs.
Paul Fletcher from Balig Farm in Derby telling me that it's 10 years this year that they're celebrating diversification into the equestrian world, having the fences and the Manx Chasers group set up on their farm, and also that very special event coming up involving the riding for disabled with the Manx carriage drivers and also the equestrian side of things as well. So very worthy causes, and I've just know from experience in our family how much the horse riding it means to those people, you know, the people who maybe have disabilities in different ways, and the horses seem to just perk them up, and they look so forward to doing it.
It's animal therapy, isn't it? They seem to really enjoy getting out with the animals and having that time, and horse riding especially. It's such a challenge, but to see them complete it, and it's just brilliant to see.
As Paul said, with the carriage riding, because some of them may not be able to sit on the horse properly on their own, so of course with the carriage, sitting in the carriages, they can actually sit there, and of course they've got the full view of the horses and everything, so it's particularly special, and hats off to them people
great
who
opportunity for them,
for
isn't
getting
it?
involved in that.
Manx Radio's Countryside is brought to you by NFU Mutual.
There we are. Horses, summer fairs and stock judging. All outdoor activities this week, and just great to hear, you know, what people are doing in our community, isn't it, outdoors?
Oh, it is. It's lovely, especially with the weather's been so great as well. After such a long winter, it's nice for them all to get outside and enjoy the sunshine, and especially with the stock judging, it's a bit of a dying art. You know, there's not many competitions in the year now, and for it to be quite well contended like it is now still, you know, it's good to see.
Good. All right, that's all for this week, though. We'll be back the same time next week. From me, Simon Clark.
And me, Kiri Kermode.
We'll see you then. Ta-ra.
Bye-bye.
Don't sit in the slow lane. Join the fast lane right now with Shaw's all-new Superfast Plus broadband. Enjoy more bandwidth, amazing speeds and the best value on the island from just £23.95 per month. So don't be left behind. Get a piece of the high-speed action with Superfast Plus broadband from Shaw. For details, visit our stores in Douglas, Ramsey and Port Erin, or click shaw.com. Love being Shaw. Terms and conditions apply.